Describe that feeling of the atmosphere on 18 with Tiger yesterday.
I've never seen anything like it in golf. And we do the Open Championship, Dan, as you know. And that's the only event in golf where they have that scene where the fans are allowed onto the fairway and go charging up the fairway towards the green with the guy who is eventually going to win or the person in the last group. And yesterday's scene was spectacular, and it was loud. I mean, it was not golf loud, Dan. It was sports loud. It was amazing to see what was taking place out there.
He was fighting the tears. Could you sense that?
I did. It kind of surprised me. I was not thinking he was going to go that route because normally, Tiger doesn't do that kind of thing. I thought he sounded more human than he's ever sounded. You could tell me, Dan. You were probably watching as well. I thought he sounded more human than he's ever sounded. I thought he sounded as humble as he's ever sounded. I think he understands exactly where he came from, and I think now the fans understand exactly what he's gone through to get back to this point and what it meant to him to get that 80th victory.
As far as comebacks go, and I know we love to categorize, but Ben Hogan came back from nearly dying, but this is Tiger with a lot of it being self-imposed, but it's still a comeback. As long as this has been to be able to do what he's done, how would you categorize just how great this is sports-wise?
Well, I think it's the greatest or the largest fall from grace in the history of sports, and now I think it's the greatest comeback in the history of sports. No offense to Ben Hogan. I understand he got in the car accident and almost passed away because of it. But Tiger Woods is literally the greatest player of his generation, perhaps the greatest player of all time. And for him to go down to where he was, not just personally, Dan, but health-wise, and then the issues he had legally, and then all the things that have transpired and all the things that have taken place, I think this is the greatest comeback in the history of sports. Now, Tiger's about winning majors, Dan.
Yep.
He's not winning regular PGA Tour events and saying that he's all the way back. So before we, rub the anointing oil all over the greatest comeback in the history of sports phrase, I think it's an amazing comeback. But until he wins a major, I don't think even Tiger will tell you that he's fully back.
If Tiger doesn't win another major, does the comeback matter?
Oh, that's a great question. The comeback matters because he moves the needle so much, Dan, that it's incredible to me that there's never been another athlete who has moved his or her sport the way he does. The attention he brings to golf is far more than anywhere else in any other sport. I mean, we thought the NBA was gone when Michael Jordan went away, and the NBA is flourishing. The NFL continues to roll along. Baseball does great. Hockey does great when it loses stars as well. So, man, that's a great question. I think in his estimation, the comeback is almost complete now that he's won a PGA Tour event. But I think when you are as great as Tiger and you've set the bar that high, Dan, I think major championships are how he's measured. And I think this story is tremendous. But I think the fairy tale ending is him winning another major championship.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.